manage a team.
Hey, Seth. Yeah, fastest click in the West. I believe that. Yeah, I was wondering how long it would actually take you to get here, but yeah, you were pretty on point right away. How's it going, Seth? And you too on 3 Watcher? Yeah, it's a Thursday stream. Yeah, I couldn't quite. Well, uh, wasn't able to get a stream up and running yesterday, so I kind of wanted to do one today. Just a pretty short one. I mean, I figure why not. The thing is, I don't have much time. I probably only have about an hour and a half at the most. So I wanted to push for run 225. I know it's not going to be much, but that's the intention. Were you just watching me haze and then decide to play? No, no, not at all. That's definitely not it at all. I didn't even realize that Haze was still streaming. I'm just... Yeah, no, that had nothing to do with it. It's just, yeah, I mean, I felt kind of bad because I told people, particularly Wishia. I don't know, well, I don't think he's online right now, but I told people that I would be streaming on Friday, or today. Well, yeah, kind of said that I would be aiming for a stream yesterday, but I wasn't quite able to, so I decided to settle for today. That was the idea. I was already in YouTube. We'll be swapping over soon. Alright, cool, awesome. Looking forward to seeing you here, Seth. Okay. Okay, well that's pretty good. Apparently lost a good chunk of my health there. We did a late night arcade. Late night arcade. Late night. Is this really late night? If you're talking about right now? Like damn. It's, late night for me is like, 1, 2, 3 a.m. I don't know. But, yeah, congrats on your win. That's pretty awesome. Late-ish for him. Ah, fair enough. I see. I guess, like, Haze late, then. He normally ends, like, 90 minutes ago. Okay. And you guys are done now with Arcade. The thing is, I've got... Let's see... Yeah, I think I'm actually going to be playing 2 games again this weekend, but this will be the last one for a while. Hopefully. Ah, awesome. Hello again, Seth. But yeah, it's probably going to be 2 games this weekend. Saturday and... well, yes, I won on the COD, so he's hoping to earn some ELO back. Okay, well... I'm going to go on the limb and guess that he didn't quite get that, his ELO back. Not quite what he was hoping for, probably. Knowing that arcade is your jam. And, I don't know. I just would have put my money on you. Without a doubt. Yes. Alright, sweet. And I don't know why these guys are taking so long to die. Said he was going to try to play you Sunday in his stream earlier. Oh, well, that's very convenient. That's fantastic because, yeah, I can't do Saturday because I already promised crack a game, and I intend to honor that promise rather than sidelining him like I have in the past. Did he message me? No, but I messaged him. Yeah. I mean, if indeed he's looking for a Sunday game, that is perfect. I mean, I even specifically asked him if he could do Sunday morning, well, Sunday morning my time, Or, like, yeah. You just said this weekend. Well, if you said this weekend, that's different. Yeah, I'd like to think he can do Sunday. Maybe he can. I don't know if he specified which day. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I did tell him Saturday or Sunday ideally because, well, Sunday I already have something to play against, as you know. So I am going to hope for the best here, and hopefully this Ghostly Mage just dies. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. Let's see. Yeah, 8 a.m. start probably ends before correct. No. I'd rather not, because I feel like that's kind of limited on time. It's like, I for one like Sunday. Oh, I get that. I would have preferred, in an ideal world, like, yeah, I'd, you know, play against Alex Saturday, and then play against Crack after, but there's no telling how much longer this game's gonna go on for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather not rush things and then keep Crack waiting, and then have, like, a long game where he goes to bed, like, fucking 5 a.m. or some shit like that. Like, it might end up happening, that might end up still being the case, but I'd rather avoid that if possible, so yes, I was gonna push for Saturday against Crack. And then on Sunday, I will play against, hold on a second, one of these monsters is mighted. I don't know why. Is it this guy? Yes, looks like this one is mighted. Let's just make sure I don't die here. Okay. Is he so tanky? Okay. You stick around Sunday, Alex doesn't get one. No. Yes, so as it stands, I have something I need to do on Sunday too. But it's going to be in the afternoon. So I think I have enough time. I think that I can finish the game against Alex in 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 hours should be enough. I think on the Sunday, or not 4 hours. Sorry. Like it's probably gonna I basically I think I have the time to finish the match on Saturday or on Sunday, but not on Saturday. Is what I'm trying to get at here. And of course I released cold. So that's just my intention. I don't know what Alex has in mind. And I mean, Crack already confirmed that he's good for this this Saturday. So that's basically that, I think. Okay. Look at what you got after you went to... No, they're really not, bro. They're really not. But I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, okay? Like, yeah. No, for, like, worth listing. For items like Mage Fists, Frostburns, like items that are kind of, like, niche, like, they're usable. That's the thing. So sometimes, like, I'm kind of inconsistent with this, to tell you the truth. I'll usually list down Frostburns, but not always. I think. Yeah, I mean, like, whatever. I just list whatever half-decent drops. He delisted them so it doesn't look empty. I hate to say it, but he's kind of right. Like for the most part, gotta at least not, or make these drops not look super pathetic, you know? Like, they've been pretty pathetic so far, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is pretty fucking bad. Hold on a sec. This is a Fnat pack, so I'd rather isolate this dude first. And he's got Cold Enchanted, so I'm just gonna back out slowly. Okay, well, let's just, oh, cool, my Merc died too. Yeah, I was hoping my lightning would actually hit him, but I guess it didn't. It either missed or he didn't die from it because it, like, low rolled or some shit. Anyway, yeah, it's a good question, though. It's a good question. Is it worth listing? Well, honestly, like, it's definitely not on the same ballpark as, like, Lemrune or what, well, even a Lemrune. Or like a, or or a lot of the other crazy finds. Like if I found a COA, that's obviously drop worthy, right, or listing worthy. But like honestly, there's no harm in really writing it down. Like so, I just went for it. It's kind of the same thing with Tal mask or like Tal pieces, right? Like usually I feel like it's not worth listing down, but sometimes I'll list it down because why not? I'm not very consistent with it, but then again, I'm not like here to do like some kind of crazy sciencey type deal. I just find it worth reporting some cool finds. Yeah. Yeah. Eh. It's funny though. You actually went back to go look at those pathetic ass finds. That's so funny. I got nothing. I got nothing to really chart down. It's so sad. Like I'm not even kidding. Like normally I'm exaggerating by a bit. Like, oh, I found nothing, but no, seriously, what the fuck? I think my best find in these last, it's almost been, I'm gonna be hitting 225 today, and assuming that I don't find anything, my highest rune so far has been Lem, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, let's see if I can. Look, it makes you feel, if it makes you feel good to list more stuff than less stuff, then I might argue. Eh. It's, I was wondering when somebody would ask about it sooner or later. Like, some of the things, like, I've mentioned this before, a couple times, like, not, the things that I list down are just things that I think are notable finds. Like, I don't really, the thing that kind of bothers even me is, like, I'm not like 100% consistent with it. Like, I don't really have, like, a set system in place where I'm like, okay, yeah, this belongs in the category or what, but yeah, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I mean, Frostburns are one of those items that people use, so I just chart it down. There's also some other really, like, rare finds, like Medusa's Gaze. I don't even know if that's that rare. I think it is. But no one uses it, so, like, yeah, it's rare, but I don't ever bother to list it down or anything, so, I don't know. No, Frostburns are one of those items that I think some people do end up using, though. Let's see. I think I've seen, like, a few Ellie, like, Windy Druids use it. A few. I mean, pre-Enigma, I guess, or pre-CTA. I don't know enough to know if a 7FHR 11FR duel is good, for example, and ask about that. Yeah, I vaguely remember Frostburns from way back in the day. Yeah, no, your intuition is correct. It's honestly not. It's not really like, you know, if I were like Dark Humility or Llama, that's like one of those items which, if that fell on the ground, I wouldn't even bat an eyelash over it, right? But I'm not Llama, so, and also I'm running. My drops list has been awfully empty. Like that. Also, I'm gonna be honest, that kind of influences what I am and am not willing to chart down, or how much I'm willing to. Like the thing is, if I'm running like 1,000 full clear chaos, I assure you I would have had way more finds than this. And with those finds, I would have been more than okay, like saying, okay, well this is like my 7th Frostburns. Might as well just, you know, not mention them. But here, it's kind of like, these are actually my finds. This is crazy. Like Frostburns have been my best, like my only noteworthy drop in the last little while. Oh, look at that flare packs. Yeah, that's very sexy. Now that is what I am talking about. Except these guys do hit a little bit hard. Yeah, flare spawns. That's like what I come to WSK2 for, but apparently they don't show up that often. Now that's something else I was interested in too, seeing the how frequently these guys spawn. Whatnot, but of course I haven't really taken the time to go and figure that out all for myself. Anyway, I'm cheap ass for full rejuves right now, so I'm just gonna go and hit up Mola. Hey, Furry, what's going on? Hope things are good. Haven't had much fun to get on Slash. Oh, I feel you. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like even yesterday, I was supposed to do my typical streams. Like I said, I've been trying to do it Wednesdays or so, but of course I don't really have a good, like, I don't have a consistent schedule here, and I mean, I'm not like putting in like, you know, 20 hours, or I'm not putting in like 12-hour streams or anything like that. It's just meant to be nice and casual and chill. Gotta go back and make dinner back later. 9 o'clock dinner. Yeah, makes sense. We were playing arcade. Anyway, alright, thanks for tuning in. On 3 Watcher, I'll see you in a bit. Although I don't know if I'll be here when we get back, depending on how long you take. Anyway, yeah, things are going pretty well for me, though. I'm still nice and healthy, which is, I think, the important thing for me. With regards to Slash specifically, again, I play mostly when I'm, well, streaming, so I haven't really been, like, playing off-stream. It's not like I've been doing some kind of, like, super secret strats. I will say this, though. Like, one of the reasons I wanted to stream today specifically is for Washia, because I think... yeah, okay, he's been offline today, so I don't think I'll be seeing him, but... oh, hey, there you go, there's one decent find. Now, that's something that I would say for sure is worth charting down as a drop. The Blade of Alibaba. The unique toolbar. Anyway, yeah, because I haven't forgotten from last time, I was talking to Washia and I was theory crafting, and I was explaining that, yeah, actually I've got a method to deal with Chaos Sanctuary in about like 75 seconds, and I was supposed to show him yesterday, and I wanted to, but things came up, and on top of that I also wasn't feeling it, so I was like, alright, well, maybe I'll just veto it and stream today instead, and that's what I'm going out to do, right? Blade of Alibaba. Let us mark that down as a drop. Which run number is this? 214. Blade of Alibaba. What the? Alibaba. 214. Very nice. Most GG find this ladder. No. COA's been my most GG find this ladder. That's the only one. Well, I mean, honestly, you could make a case that the Burr rune is more GG than the COA, but to tell you the truth, I feel like COA is more valuable than a Burr. I guess it really depends who you're talking to, right? Because a lot of people will just never touch a COA, but there's also a lot of people who are trying to get into PvP, and then they need their COAs, so... And COA is not an easy item to come by, so I actually value the rarity of COA, and the fact that I can actually use it for this build over the Burr rune. Which, yeah, okay, I can make an Enigma with it, but, you know, Enigma or Burr runes are easier to come by than COA, so yeah, I'm not really too concerned about that. But anyway, what runes would be a fair trade for Treachery base armor? Blade of Alibaba is okay on certain builds. It's, I mean... The main builds that you would use Blade of Alibaba on would be like a Goldfine Barb and like an on-switch Sorceress, right? Like, oh, if you don't have Aki, if you don't have like... Well, yeah, if you don't have CTA yet, then yeah, you could absolutely have Alibaba on switch, and then just switch to that just before you get the killing blow, then fine, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something that I'd be able to sell for very much, if at all, so I'm not really rejoicing just yet. Yeah, and I'm not really too upset about the drops. It's actually, like, no matter what happens in these runs, I walk out with something. That's the thing I love about doing these runs, like, to tell you the truth, like, if the runs suck, like, if I get nothing out of the runs, then I know never to come back here again, and I can say that I actually ran 1,000, I charted down my drops, and yeah, probably not such a great idea to farm WSK2, right? I can't speak for all of WSK, like, there's WSK3, there's WSK1, which both have arguably better mob density or just better types of monsters altogether, but for WSK2, I just will not be returning here. That is probably the bottom line, and that's nice to know because I know in the future... Oh, and that's lag. I feel that lag. I know that in the future there will be one more season that I'll do, where I will probably do what I did with the previous Sork season, where I just went, in quotes, all out. Like, yeah, and here's the thing, like, I kind of want to know if it might be worth it to try and farm some of these other areas, if I can get some valuable insight out of it, right? Like, I've learned that Bindle is not bad for XP, for example, so I could use that as an early game leveling hub, or like, if I am running, I'm trying to think of some other good examples here, right? Like, if I'm running, like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, Pits, AT, like, what to expect out of them. Am I getting, like, a lot of high runes out of them? Am I getting no high runes out of them? I don't know. It's just nice. Like, I gain knowledge out of this, which I think is the most important thing for me. More so than the items even themselves. I remember, I think, with AT, it took me, like, 400 runs, or 500 runs or some shit like that before I got my first purple, or whatever. I don't know. But even then, I think I was still having better luck there than I am here. Anyway, sorry. I didn't quite answer your question. Well, runes would be a fair trade for treachery base armor, yes. So, yeah, I saw it earlier, but I was trying to get to it later. So, when you say treachery base armor, are you referring to like an assassin treachery base armor, like just a plain 3 open socket armor, or I guess are you referring to like a merc armor? Because it really depends what defense you're trying to go for here, or like what armor base, right? Like a lot of people are gonna charge more for a base that has 1300 defense or greater. Like, it gets exponentially more expensive. That's the thing to keep in mind. Like yeah, 1200 base. Well, again, like, answer that question first for me. Are you asking about like an assassin base or like a merc base? I'm assuming you're talking about a merc base, but I just want to double check before I give like a full blown out explanation. Just for merc. Okay, good. Alright, so in that case then, let me think about this. Yeah, from what I've seen, like 1000 base armor will usually go for free. So like Umber Mal at the most. Like 1000 to 1100, or sorry, anything above 1100 is usually what people look for, so where it's actually worth a damn. So like, yeah, I'll keep it, but I won't chart it down. So like 1100 to 1200, I'd say, is probably around Mal to Ist, and then probably 1200 to 1300 would be like Ist to Gull, and then after that, actually no. From what I've seen, it's around 1100 to 1300 is within the Mal to Ist range, and then 1300 plus maybe somebody will be willing to offer Gull plus for it if you find the right buyer. There you go. Merc base trench. Alright, yeah, well then, there you go, there's your explanation. What would be a fair offer for treachery base? Yes, so if you're looking for a fair offer, well, again, like, it depends what defense base you're looking for. The higher up you go, the more expensive it gets, obviously, because, you know, people want it to be, like, super special and, or, you know, high defense and whatnot. Although the thing to keep in mind, too, is if you are going to be looking for a high defense base, you got to keep in mind that your merc will be getting hit less, and therefore their fade might proc less frequently. Which is actually a reason why some people avoid trying to get a high base altogether, or like a high defense base. So yeah, again, you're gonna have to give me like a defense value too, because like the defense value you choose would impact like what I would recommend as the general ballpark. But honestly, Mal to Ist for most trench bases should be okay. Anything below 1100 probably shouldn't go for anything more than Mal at the most. And even that's generous. Like, usually you'll find somebody who's just willing to, like, pawn it off, you know? Does 200 difference in defense make a huge difference? That's a really good question, and the answer to that is plain and simple: no. It really shouldn't make much of a difference at all. It's just for EP. Like, it's strictly for EP. Like, no one's ever really gonna bat an eyelash over 200 defense unless you're like a crazy min-maxer and you're like trying to, like, I don't know, PvP or some shit, maybe. But like, even then, even in PvP, I don't think you can use mercs. Having said that, yeah, no, it's strictly for EP. Like you just want to see your merc have those really high numbers, you know? Like, that's just how it is. And I gotta make sure that I avoid getting myself killed here. So yeah, no, definitely don't feel like you have to Okay, there you go. I was kind of scared. You had Cursed and Lightning Enchanted, and I, for whatever reason, didn't have Faith. Don't feel like you have to go all the way up to 1300 defense. Like, honestly, 1100, even 1000 is more than enough. Like, to tell you the truth. It's just, again, like, I don't know if you're one of those types of people who don't want to have, like, some junky ass, like low-level armor or whatever. Anyway, yep, that's it for me for now. 2 mana after each kill, 14 max damage. Again, probably I'll keep it just because why not, but it's probably not really worth anything at all. What base defense is my Merc running? Let's take a look. Well, here's the thing though. This particular character is a bit of an oddball, because I'm not I'm min-maxing for WSK2, because if I don't have GA, then he just gets mauled by souls. So as kind of like a countermeasure, I use Guardian Angel. And his Guardian Angel has about 800 defense, which again is honestly more than enough. He can survive most things. What matters most for him is that he has a source of lifesteal, and that he also has a weapon that does a lot of damage. So he keeps himself alive in that way. And yeah, the GA is meant for handling souls. But I'll tell you what though, if you want, I can go fetch one of my other characters, like my Sork, or one of my Sorks. They'll probably have a Merc that has Treachery, because I run Treachery on pretty much any other character. And then you can, if you're really curious, I can show you what defense value I have on those characters, if it puts your mind at ease. But yeah, like, I think in the past I've even run like a 400 defense Treachery on some of my Mercs on purpose, just so that they get to proc Fade more frequently. I have a 400 Treachery if you want it. Yeah, but again, like, he's looking for a Merc Treachery, and I think he wants it debugged. But again, like, some might even... I've seen some people make the argument that they don't run... Oh, hey, look at that! Ed's Great Poleaxe. Now that's something worth charting down. Like, in earnest, yeah, that's worth charting down for sure. Anyway, but yeah, so... Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's looking for, like, a Merc base. I know some people aren't really too keen on having high defense Treacheries for that reason, but, of course, I don't know what Furry's priorities are here. That's really important. Again, not trying to keep spinning this on you, but it is your character, and you probably have in mind a specific way that you want her to turn out. Or him. Well, in this case, your Merc, so him. Fuck, I keep launching Frozen Orb, or Chaos Orb. There you go. That was a non-ladder. Let me check ladder. Okay. There you go. Alright, Meteor should come down and kill him. There you go. Please die. Okay, that's the end of the run. 2.5 minutes, which is kind of to be expected because there were the exploding guys. So, let's heal up at Mala, and I will stuff this into my stash. It actually looks like I'm pretty close to... Ooh, yeah. It looks like I'm actually pretty close to finishing, like running out of space, basically. So I'm going to need to mule at some point, eventually. I don't know when that'll be, but probably won't even be by the end of this run. So, run number 217. Add the 0 socket. I think this is a great poleaxe. So I'll just shorten that down to GPA. Okay, Spare Annie. Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Pretty sure I have the runes, just one around 1000 defense for the base armor. Okay, well, yeah, you should have no problems getting that. Mal is more than fair, like, to get something like that. Okay, so 218 will be next. Let me go fetch my Necro here. Here you go. Yeah, see, look at that. My good old Poison Necro uses a plain Jane. Ev, 3 open socket, Kraken Shell. Just low enough strength requirement that my Merc can use it, and of course hitting a little over 1000 defense. And I'm pretty sure that if I were to go check out my other characters, they would probably follow a very similar trend, because I really could give a shit less about having a 1200 or 30. Oh no, I use G-Bane on this guy. Yeah, I don't even use Treachery on this character. I I'm going to go on a limb and guess that this guy, though. This guy, probably. Yeah. EV3 open socket Tretch. 1143 defense. Yeah, and again, the pricing shouldn't really be all that high. Mal at the most. You could honestly even probably get away with an Just say like EV3 open, or in search of EV3 open socket base with less with you know, above 1,000 defense. And certainly someone will be willing to take an honestly. Like, if you want to go above 1100, then yeah, you might expect like people will want like maybe a Mal, but for something like closer to 1,000 defense, which is pretty easy to get on most e-buggable armors, yeah, you shouldn't even be, yeah, that shouldn't even be a problem. So hopefully that helps you. I think that answers your question. Now that I know what it is you're looking for here. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's painful. And let's just let the meteor come down, although it doesn't really matter because all these exploders are just going to blow up in my face anyway, so... I give an at least. Yeah. I think is more than fair. But don't go any farther than that, or don't go any higher than that. You shouldn't have to. It should be more than enough. For 1,000 base defense. Okay. Yeah, chugging through rejuves all of a sudden. A lot more. Yeah, these... WSKs have been a bit more dangerous. Oh, there you go, 2 exploders. Anyway, yep. I think this is just about it for me. There is still... Oh yeah, there's still some monsters here. Not too many. That was a really fast one. Yeah, I've been plowing through these last few WSKs pretty quickly, so that's pretty good. I might actually be able to do more than I expected today. Although I think part of the reason for that is I'm not doubling back to go and check that for sure I've done like a full clear or whatever. Going through it a little bit quicker than usual. Also, it's, for whatever reason, today there's been a lot fewer souls, which I'm actually kind of happy about. Like, it would be nice to get more souls so that I have a higher chance to get, runes off of those souls, but at the same time, this also helps my runs, my run speeds, and it'll help me get to run 1,000 a lot more quickly, although run 1,000 probably won't be anytime soon. Karate is worth socketing for Merc. If you don't have a better alternative, then yeah, sure. It's got lifesteal, and it's got plus life, but that's really about it. It doesn't really give any of the other bonuses that, say, even from like Tal's Mask would give. Or V-Gaze with like DR and whatnot. Yeah, I would say. Well, how many socket quests do you have remaining? And do you have any better alternatives? Like it shouldn't be too hard to get even something like a Tal's Mask and popping a socket quest in something like a Tal's Mask instead. Because once you have Tal's Mask, you're not going to be upgrading again for a while. Until maybe you get something like Andy's Visage, or maybe like if you get like V-Gaze and then you feel like, oh, you know, I got a V-Gaze. Although I don't even know if you would. I think you're a Necro, right? You said that. I think you mentioned a while ago that you're a Necro, and I don't know if you want to have V-Gaze now that I think about it. I think V-Gaze gives cold damage, so it forces corpses to shatter, and I know a lot of people don't like that. But I know that Tal's Mask, though, like, you could probably use that all the way up until endgame. So that's definitely worth putting a socket quest into if you're for sure going to be using something like Tal's Mask for a while. IB2. Hey, Jim Bobs, what's up? Crown of Thieves is worth it if you up it. Tally's Helmet is also a good alternative. It has Dex and Strength and Resistance. Okay, but it doesn't have any lifesteal, though. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody rocking the Talia's helmet on a Merc before. I mean, maybe that works, but I feel like if it did, like if it's something that, if it was one of those, well, sure I would have heard about it by now if that were the case, but anyway. Alright, run's done. I'm gonna resocket, rearm, and then move on to the next run already. Those explosives are making this pretty quick. In fact, I'll probably just double check quickly, skim through it, just make sure that I've done the run correctly. Yeah, I was originally planning to just push to 225 today, or run 225. I still might only be able to hit 225, I don't know, I'll have to see. I think my deadline, like, I should say my deadline, but I'll probably only be able to play up until about 7:50, so basically another half hour. And these runs haven't been taking like 6 minutes each, like they usually do. I've been consciously trying to get through these runs a little bit more quickly too, but... And of course these monsters are not souls, so that definitely makes things a bit easier for me too. Okay, that should do it. Okay, okay, those guys hurt. I use it for my Act 3 Merc, but you have to understand, very niche. Okay. You're joking. I can make tons of builds you've never heard of. Yes, that's true, but I'm talking about, like Furry is asking for using Crown of Thieves for, presumably, an Act 2 Merc, because he was also just asking about Treachery, right? And you're bringing up that Natalia's helmet is a good alternative. I presume that when you say that, you're saying that it's a good alternative for an Act 2 Merc, in this case, or a good alternative for Crown of Thieves for the Act 2 Merc that Furry was originally asking about. So, if that's the case, then yeah, I've never heard of anyone rocking an Act 2 Merc with a Natalia's helmet, for sure. But absolutely, it would be preposterous to say that, yeah, like that's only one build of the very few out there that I've never heard of. I'm sure there's tons that I've never heard of. And in fact, we even have people like Coaster who love making these builds, so, or these unusual and, like, basically he loves pioneering builds, so, you know, again, like, I'm sure there's plenty of other people who are in a similar boat, such as yourself. So yes, the context here does matter as to what I mean when I say, yeah, I've never heard of anyone rocking a Nat's helm on a Merc. Well, if you want me to be extra specific, then yeah, like I'm talking in the context of just Act 2 Mercs, because I was trying to respond to Furry's question here, so. Anyway, yeah, but I appreciate the input, though, of course. Anyway, how are you doing, by the way, Seth? I don't know if you're still around, because you were, saw you were here earlier, and I haven't really had a chance to catch up with you. How's your week been going? I see that it's almost year-end for you, isn't it? Another year gone by. Doing good? Alright, that's good to hear. And I'll give it to you. I did not understand which weapon he's using for which mercenary, but that makes a ton of difference, but there are plenty of weapons that can... Oh, absolutely! No, there's plenty of weapons. There are plenty of weapons. But yeah, he was talking Crown of Thieves, and I'm like, thinking to myself, okay, well, I mean, he's probably not going to be rocking a Crown of Thieves on like an Act 1 Merc or like an Act 3 Merc, right? And I remember from what he was saying last time, he's a Bone Mancer, so in this case, I'm pretty sure that he would want to have an Act 2 Merc. Like it would be pretty cool to get like a Necro with like an Act 3 Merc or like an Act 5 Merc, yeah, sure, but yeah, I'm just guessing here. If I had Last Wish or Breath of the Dying, I would want it for the resistance, probably the dexterity would help me equip along with the strength. Okay, yeah. Oh, damn, this Swisher. He's got like that long list of torches. Damn, dude. Oh, shit. He is going at it. Listing out those torches. Anyway, that's run number 220 for you. Another 3.5 minute run. Pretty good. Making good pace today. Yep. But yeah, in general, yeah, if you're talking about using things like Nat's helmet and other things like that, that's kind of interesting, for sure. Like, I'll keep that in mind if I ever want to make, like, an out-there kind of character, for sure. Because, yeah, I don't think I've ever used Nat's helm. And I don't think it has lifesteal. But if it does, then, maybe that would be something to look into. Okay, cool. Cut through the first chunk of monsters. I will come back to that bat later, just for the sake of full clear, but... Is he coming towards us yet? Ah, for fuck's sake. I'm not wasting my time with that. One bat that doesn't even come down from the sky. I don't even know what the fuck it's doing up there, to tell you the truth. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool to like make like a pretty strong Act 5 merc. I haven't really tinkered around enough with the Act 5 mercs in my opinion. Like, it'd be pretty cool to get like an Act 5 merc with maybe like a Grief or like a EBOTD or something like that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. It'd be pretty cool to see like a Merc Rocket Last Wish too. I mean, it's obviously super expensive, but taking cost out of the equation, like having a Merc that has Might Aura attached to him that's not an Act 2 Merc, and then maybe having that along with like a Barb, that sounds like it would be really cool. Should maybe try that. Sounds pretty awesome, pretty legit actually. Double Grief Whirlwind Barb with like an Act 5 Merc that has or Last Wish. Yeah. Sounds like it would be dishing out a lot of damage. Like, I usually use Act 2 Merc with Might Aura and Reaper's Toll, but I feel like that there's a couple problems with that. Mainly that the Might Aura doesn't always pop right away. It takes time, of course, since... Yeah, it takes time for Might Aura to pop, since the Merc waits until I think it gets hit, then it activates Might Aura, which is kind of a problem. Makes me really wonder. Anyway, if you want Hand of Justice, Dragon Armor, Dragon Shield, Nat's Helmet can help you equip and gives added bonuses. Your assassin's very impressive. I'll need to catch up. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's all right. Honestly, it's all right. Like from as far as like, sorry, I'm getting mopped here by like a bunch of mobs, but anyway. So here's the thing, right? Like, as far as unusual off-meta builds are concerned, like I think that this is doing a pretty damn good job. Like, it's relatively cheap. It survives, right? Like, it can run even something like WSK2, which is one of probably the toughest areas in the game to farm, without needing Enigma, without needing CTA, without needing a Bow Barb. However, what I will say is that as far as characters are concerned, it is a little bit slow. Like that is something that I always point out, and it can be very challenging to play, like because of the stupid. I don't want to say desync, but like there's that issue with like trying to hit monsters. Like, you'll sometimes try and whack a monster, but then for some reason, even if you're right next to him, your hit won't register with 95% attack rating, and it's like some combination of like lag, or like desync. I think the servers have some kind of black magic role in this. And then, like, that's not even factoring in that, I think some monsters have block chance. Bosses particularly, like Bale, I think, has like a 50% block chance. And I didn't know that for a while, for a long time. But this actually kind of explains why, when I was attacking Duriel with my Zealer last season, I wasn't really able to get 5 consecutive hits on him in a row all the time, despite having like a 90% chance to hit. So that definitely was frustrating. And I couldn't pinpoint why it was like that, but now I know. Anyway, what else? Yeah, so Hand of Justice, Dragon Armor, Dragon Shield. Yeah, no, I honestly, having all of those combined, like that amount of damage. I know that some people have run that on their Act 3 Merc, which is pretty cool. I don't feel like it does enough damage from like an aura standpoint, and because the Act 3 Merc tends to not really attack but to cast its spells, I don't know if I would want to use that combination, but maybe on like an Act 1 or Act 2 Merc that would be kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Act 5 Merc with my Bluebarian. Oh, well, Bluebarian, I like that name. What is the premise of this Bluebarian, if you don't mind me asking? Yes, 2 OP. LW Weapon Templar Coat. Okay. Delirium Helmet is choice currently using Grim. Like, Grim... what? Delirium in a Grim helmet. I don't know what you mean when you say currently using Grim. Yeah, I could push to run 230 today if I really felt like it, but I kind of wanted to do like a fun demo. I might do that after this these runs, show you guys something new, and I'll probably have to re-demo it again for Washia in the future. But I kind of wanted to do that demo today with the minute 15 runs, because the thing is, like, normally I would save something like this for a future season, but I feel like right now it's going to be a long time before I hit a season where I employ this strategy, because I know that next season I probably won't be doing that unless I change my mind at the last minute. And then after that, like the following season, I have plans that season too. But the one after that, I think I would be able to run this strategy. But anyway, that's way down the line though. My assassin is rocking it, but my assassin is going to be just using the corpse explosion off the trap. The rest is going to be non-meta, well, more old school melee. That's awesome. That is awesome. Although I don't know about. I mean, I was curious about your barbarian, but now you're talking about your assassin. All right, interesting. Hold on. Now you got two different characters going on that I'm intrigued about. So this assassin of yours. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to say is that I think that's awesome that you're taking advantage of the corpse explosion off the traps. Like, in my case, with this assassin, certainly I think if I had used Death Sentry, it would have helped boost my clearing speed, but I was really, really adamant on relying on martial arts specifically, so I completely avoided the trap street, as I think you know because you've been here in the past. Like, I went over this, I mentioned it. But yeah, just to recap, I'm trying to make sure that I'm using just martial arts for a martial arts assassin. Having said that though, I think that's pretty cool, like that you're going old school melee, and you're going to be comboing that with CE. So you have, or with the Death Sentry. So you have the AoE off the CE, or Death Sentry CE, and then you of course have your damage from hitting shit. How edible is that assassin? Hey, Coaster, what's up? What's up? It's going to be a pretty short stream today, just so you know. I was originally planning to only push for run 225. I just felt kind of bad that yesterday I wasn't quite able to stream, especially because I had told Washia that I would show him... Whoa, okay, I almost died there. But anyway, yeah. So I told Washia that I was going to... be showing him the next time I streamed what my 4-box sub 90-second runs look like, but of course he's not here, so I guess I will just have to make do. I think Coaster is basically Coaster's asking because he probably wants to give his shit away since he's mostly done, I think, for the season. I think. And he's been offering it to me, but I've, of course, been refusing, so, yeah. Am I sick? No, I am not. I am actually not sick, but, I don't know why. I guess my voice is raspy because I haven't had enough, liquid in my throat? I don't know. But I can tell my voice is a little bit off today. Not entirely sure why. Yeah, and I haven't been out for a while, so I don't think it's like me getting sick or whatever, but... 1910 Annie and I don't want it to rot. That's pretty awesome. I know LeBron got like fucking 3 perf Annies though in a single day. Like, that was crazy. Had too much fun last night? No, dude. No, I'm not fucking that... I'm not batshit crazy, like... I'm crazy, but not that crazy, like shit. I'm not fucking going out and gonna go wild and whatnot, man. Like, I've been here. I haven't really been using my voice that much either, so... Maybe I just haven't had enough water. That could have something to do with it. I'll go grab myself a glass after. That might fix my voice. Not right away, probably, but in a little bit. But anyway, besides the point. Let's see. The Blue Baron is my heart, bro, after your completely unique choice with 100 style. Okay, interesting. I think I got the general gist of what you're trying to say. But yeah, I can at the very least, I can sense your enthusiasm and passion for the build, so that's good. That's kind of how I felt with the Poison Necro and the Nova Ball Sork. The Nova Ball Sork in particular, because like that's one of those. The thing is, like Poison Necro, like even though it has a lot of customization about it, I feel like the Poison Necro, like people know what a Poison Necro is, right? Like it's a relatively straightforward character to build. There's not really, you know, a lot of people run Poison Necros, like especially on Slash, so it's not really like one of the more unique builds. But Nova Ball was something that I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to play, and very strong, very effective. So I think you probably feel the same way about Blueberry. I don't know about effectiveness. I don't really think that that should matter as much. But for me, I think Nova Ball Sork is the character that I must say that I like the most. Creating something like that and watching it go and completely dumpster everything, it was a good feeling. So I hear you. That's good. That's good. That's awesome. Sell my Enigma for a few chams, even if it's personalized, though. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know how many people are rocking chams. Could just delete this shit next season. That's what I do if I don't have a character to give it to. Okay. Well, yeah. I was thinking like maybe I could stuff it on like a non-ladder character of mine, but then I thought about it and I realized that actually my Nova Baller is using a 20, 20, and 9 Nihilus, which, yeah, I value over 19, 19, 10, of course. Graham, unique green helmet. Unique green helmet. That's interesting. I don't know of any unique green helmets, but okay, well, that was a bunch of wasted teleports. Times like this, I almost wish I had the HD mod or map pack for this so that I wouldn't have to waste so many charges like that, but I'd rather keep the game as close to its base form as possible. For me, it's a 1.1er, but I'm using that set. Okay, that's cool. It's very hard to do, what you're doing. That's why I'm giving you so much credit. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. I'm glad when people actually acknowledge that it's tough to play something like this, right? And I think it's, yeah, definitely some character like this. It definitely requires a bit more brain power, I guess, than most of the other characters. Like even when I get my Enigma, I'll still have to look into the timings to make sure that I'm doing it right, that I have the right number of charges, that I'm not using the wrong skills on monsters. Like, obviously I want to max out my damage output, so against monsters that are cold immune, I can't just throw my Frozen Orb or whatever, Chaos Orb. So it's definitely a challenge to play. I was going to call it a struggle to play. It is also a bit of a struggle, but it is a challenge to play. But anyway. Dual Claw. Yeah. If I may ask, a lot of respect is due to you making in the first place. Really? So oh, hey, Gold Wrap. Nice. Yes. There you go. That's awesome. Alright, now that's something that I'm quite happy listing down as a drop. I mean, it's no Burr Rune, but I mean, I'll take it. Yeah, Gold Wrap. Gold Wrap on run number 224. Gold Wrap 224. And fucking hell, this has been the most barren set of drops, it feels like. And the thing is, too, it's not like I'm going into this with 0 MF, you know? Like, I'd understand if I was doing this and I had, like, no MF whatsoever. Oh, there we go, Fade. Okay. I fucked up. I didn't burst the speed when I left town. And that's probably the first time I did that today, so I'm not too upset. But anyway. Okay, let's just back out. Anyway, I will be using Tiger Strike Viper with Dual Claw. Tiger Strike. That would be, Tiger Strike. Oh man, that's crazy. Have you, just curious, have you experimented with Dragon Tail? I know that, Tiger Strike into Dragon Tail was one of those things that I really wanted to, show off at some point, but I think I need a lot more gear for that. Judging by the rate at which I've been getting high runes this season, I really don't think I'm going to be making it to that build, because I think I would need like a Grief for it, I would need Infinity, I probably need Spell Steal and a Bow Barb and a bunch of other shit like that, but But yeah, apparently you can get this like Tiger Strike to do a lot of damage, especially on Players 1. It'll completely mop the floor with with just about anything. And even in Players 8, it does like over, if you build it right, it can do like over 100,000 damage. But of course, it is dependent on the resistances, particularly physical and fire. And fire particularly is tough to try and get around. But anyway, asked a lot of respect. And if I may ask, so you said if you may ask, what is it that you wanted to ask? Because yeah, that's what you were saying there. Don't see the question. Yeah, this martial arts assassin, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. Like, in terms of, well, I don't know. I like how I can. Hey, come on, just die already. I like how I have 3 elements available to her. That's pretty cool. So like, there's never any monsters that are like Grand Vizier of Chaos, who are like lightning, fire immune, and then, well, it takes me a while to kill him. Whereas here, I can just rotate to whichever element they're not immune to at all, and then it's like really high amounts of damage because when lower res and conviction go off, well, actually, like it's amplifying the damage by like double. So. For example, this Chaos Ice Bolt goes from doing about 2 grand damage per Ice Bolt to like 4 grand so, that's all for later, though. That is all for later. Yeah, so I've been extra careful this this run particularly to make sure that I have the right spells cap. Like, I don't know. The average runtime in these runs has been a lot lower than in the past. Like, usually I get like 3 or 4 to 5 minute runtimes, but today it's much closer to like 4-minute average. To be fair, I haven't really come across that many souls today for whatever reason, which is fine, like I mentioned earlier. But at the same time, yeah, I would say that I've been making conscious effort to try and make sure that I'm not using the wrong spells or the wrong skills for the wrong job, or the wrong element for the job. Okay, yeah. And alright, let's just before I die there, just make sure that I pop that. I don't know how many more of these I can do, now that I think about it. I'm running low on gold, I just remembered, so that's another problem. COH better, IMO because you can burst his speed. Okay, so I can see why that's fair. This is one where I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree. In my honest opinion, okay, well there's 2 things here. First of all, okay, so I can see why you would say that, actually, because then I could actually hit much higher resistances, which is one of the problems that I have, and that's why I'm kind of using Fade. And I also get plus to all skills, so that's also kind of nice, same as Enigma. Up that gold wrap? Why would I up that gold wrap? What am I using it on? Like, I don't have a character that can really use it right now. And I'm not planning to use it on this character because I need T-Gods for these runs, right? Otherwise, I basically just die to souls. Yeah, even having 75 res by itself, or 75 light res, just wasn't cutting it for me. Had to really go a little bit deeper than that. But that's besides the point. Going back to the whole COH versus Enigma, I mean, right now I'm using Tal Plate. I think you probably know I'm using Tal's Plate as a budget alternative to any other armor that gives me a shit ton of res, which I kind of need, while also giving me almost 100 MF. So it's really good in these 2 things. Now, the thing with COH versus Enigma, though, which I think is kind of the argument you're trying to make here. Again, I'm trying to read in between the lines. I'm assuming here that you're trying to vouch for COH over Enigma, which is fair. But I, for one, am of the mindset that COH or running is never a substitute for Enigma or for teleport. Like, especially because once I have Enigma, like, I'm going to be trying to aim to get these average run times to under Under about 3 minutes. So you can't do that with burst of speed, or just by running, because like okay, you run like the problem with running, or one of the many problems with running, is you have to like run one direction and then you have to run backwards, and then like yeah, you can do the same thing with teleporting, but at least you can cut corners. Like you can go over walls, which is huge. That shaves a lot of time. And I could go like burst of speed with CTA on Switch, but again, or sorry, burst of speed with teleport Nagistaff on Switch, but again, I wouldn't want to use a Nagistaff on Switch. The whole point of Enigma is to completely obsolete that. So I combined the Tiger Strike with the Leech from Viper and Venom and Corpse Explosion, along with as many points into Shadow, and that's 30. Burst of speed. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can see that working. To be honest, one of my regrets so far in this game is that I still haven't really had a good chance to try out Venom. It's one of those skills which are there, and you know a lot of people will do things like make like a Venom Sin, but I've never really taken the time to really understand how the mechanics of Venom actually work. So that's definitely something I would want to do in a future season. And in fact, like at one point I was actually tempted to splash it in on this character too, but well, along with the other, you know, fire, cold, and lightning that I have off of Phoenix Strike. But then I thought about it and I realized that I'm actually doing a decent bit of damage with these three things already, with these three elements. So I'm not really too keen on switching that up. But anyway. With regards to COH versus Enigma again, just wrapping up what I'm trying to say, I don't believe that teleport or running is a substitute for teleport, especially if I'm trying to do something like run Bale runs Players 8 in the future. I also miss out on a massive amount of MF. Like again, that's not something I can make up with COH. Period. Right? Like that's huge. That's actually pretty huge. Like. Because the goal with this character is to hit 300 MF, or maintain 300 MF while, well, yeah, hitting 300 MF while I do these runs. So, if in order to hit 300 MF, I actually need to have an armor that gives 300 MF, or, well, that allows me to hit 300 MF, and COH doesn't give nearly as much MF as Enigma does, so that's also kind of a problem. Alibaba and Goldratt are gonna get so rich. Yeah, I know. It's like equipment that could be useful to like a, you know, like a day one character, I guess. Definitely not something I can sell, but anyway. I love all my Diablo 2 YouTubers. My favorite part is how long I've been playing this, but not a part of this community now. I've been playing with not a part of this community now. I'm here, your build is sick. I can discuss and show you sicker ones. Sure, absolutely. I'm always down to, you know, keep my eyes open, right? Like very curious to see what else other people have in store. Like that's why I enjoy looking at, like, for example, Coaster's builds, because he's always trying to do something outside of the box, right? So if you've got something to share to me where it's like, or share with me where it's not like something cookie cutter like another one of those stupid light sorts, then yeah, I'm totally down. You've done much better live than me and show me that I should not be live, should only post recorded vids. What? No. Hold on. Okay, this is kind of, this is very strange what you're saying here. Don't know what you mean by talented or what, but I don't think that just because, well, I don't think that just because you think that I'm doing something better, that should deter you from doing this yourself, right? Like, everyone has a different style of doing things. We tend to be a lot more critical about our own work, about the things that we do. Yeah, we tend to be a lot more critical about our own work than we do about others. Like, I'm just not really doing anything special. I'm just playing the game and showing a character that most players just don't end up playing, right? Like, and that's really all there is to it. There's really nothing special beyond that. I'm not trying to, I don't do weekly streams where I hang out for like, 12 hours a day or anything like that. I'm not trying to do like I'm not trying to speedrun a Grail like Inferno. I'm not trying to do like all this mathy type shit, like Dark Humility. I'm not a speedrunner like Llama or Ryu, right? Like those guys really know their shit. And yet that never really deters me from making content, because for me, I don't really care about any of that. I don't care what other people are doing. I just want to hang out here, have a good time, just chill, show off a few crazy builds, and chat with you guys while doing it, which I think is totally okay. What's proccing my Poison Nova? That's a good question. I think it's Plague. Yeah, 25% chance to cast level 25 Poison Nova on striking, so that is my Plague that's doing that. I agree, this is very strange. Talented equals paid bot. Yes, totally. Stop paying bots to compliment me. Yeah, man, I gotta make myself feel better about myself by by paying bots to you know, hype me up, you know. Someday you could trade that gold wrap on non-ladder for its weight worth in gold. A lot of people like me would want to use on something cool. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want it for non-ladder, I'll hook you up with like. I'll hook you up with all of the 30,000 gold wraps I have lying around somewhere, man. Like, gold wrap is not hard to come by, but of course I keep it because, you know, it's an interesting find. But it's definitely not something that is going to be in high demand. Like, cool also has values for MF mail. Like you don't need to tell me this. Like, I know I have used gold wrap on my characters before. My Boazon even uses gold wrap because, you know, like you mentioned, it has IAS and MF. And that Boazon that I was making, I wanted, again, to hit. I think it was 300 MF. I can't remember if it was 300 or 400. I think it was 300. I was trying to hit 300 MF on my Boazon, and so I needed gold wrap for that, for the build that I was trying to set up. Traps from IAS. That's the other, yeah, exactly. For if you're trying to use a trap sin, then of course gold wrap is good for this, because you can. It's very handy for speeding up your trap laying speed. IS from belt MF and more D up that. Yeah, okay, but again, why would I up something that I'm not going to use? If I would use it, then 100% I would up it. There's no question about that. But I have no reason to up it, so why would I? Like, it's Lemco P Diamond, is it, for gold wrap? No, I don't even think it's Lemco P Diamond. I think it's like Shale Tal P Diamond, I think, or some shit like that. Like, if somebody wants to up it, they can. Like, it's just, that's not something which I need to go up myself. Go out of my way to up it for somebody else who will end up using it. Yeah. What happens when you die? Oops, that was part of me arguing for COH, but never mind. What? What are you talking about? Yo, I'm not even just multi-box some mules. So has Slash ever considered the expanded? So yeah, it's a hard no, because from what they've said, you actually need, well, they would need to actually roll out a new version of the game, right? Like right now they're running, you know, version 1.13, and yeah, they just needed to adjust some config files to enable Plague and to what was the other thing? To adjust the declone event to only require one Gull rune with that the herb and whatnot. But the game, it's oh, and I mean, we're using map hack. That's not something that they need to really change the config for. And of course there's the no drop rates, but again, that's handled by like a config file. None of these things require a new version of the game, but having extended stash space, from what they've said, would. So that's one of the issues there, from my understanding. Honestly, I don't, as Coaster pointed out, like, I'm not really, I mean, I guess it would be convenient for some people to have that extra stash space. Personally, we have multi-boxing in the game anyway on Slash. I really don't think it's a big deal that you can't. Okay, that's a lot of monsters. Let me start converting some of them so I don't just immediately die when I dive in there. Yeah, so I know that there's some people who are not too happy about the idea of having to, like, multi-box or whatever, but at the same time I'm kind of like, or having to use mules, but it's not like, Slash is not like BNet. On BNet, you would actually have to go and find some middleman that you trust to, like, watch your stuff for you, or like keep your game open, or you'd have to like go and perma game or whatever the fuck. But like here, you don't have to do that. You have access to multi-boxing, so I don't know why people wouldn't need necessarily to have access to like a extended stash base. I mean, you could. It would be convenient, I suppose, but it's not really. I would argue even it's not really necessary. Sorry for new, but what is multi-box? Oh, that's a good question. You can have multiple windows of the game open at once. So right now, if I were to go to my other account, I can show you what I mean. So if I ever wanted to mule, I could just go on my side account and then go to like one of these characters and then just pop into this game. See what I mean? Look, oh, I got myself another character. Like I can open up a second window of the game and then just bring myself in. So I don't know why I would need an extended stash base when this is already an available option. Yeah, it is nice. It is very, very nice. And it actually, the thing is, with multi-boxing, it helps with self-leveling, self-rushing, self-muling. But it also allows for some other really interesting ways of playing the game. What I mean by interesting is you can level yourself a bow barb, basically like a battle order bitch. So you don't need CTA is what I'm trying to get at here. You can avoid using CTA. You can just level your own bow barb, and you can get yourself like a level 40 battle orders. You can chant yourself with like a high level sorceress with the enchant skill, right? If you really wanted to go down that route. And of course, there's other things you can do too, right? Like in my case, I showed people that I was able to run 3 summoning druids with a bow barb at the same time. Like I just get each of those summoning druids into Bale Throne Room, and then they can each clear their own Bale Throne Room. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a number of odd things you can do with it that you can't really do in like actual vanilla D2. Like yeah, I guess you could do these things with enough CD keys or enough computers or like with certain programs and shit, but like in the base game you can only run one copy of the game on one computer, so it's kind of like yeah, here it's a bit different. This is the bottom line. Anyway, and let's just full rejuve before I die. That's cool. Okay, let's see. What happens when you die? Oops, that was part of me arguing for COH. So, I still am not sure what you meant with that, Jim Bobs. Because the thing with Enigma is it also, in itself, has a lot of extra survivability properties too. You get a lot less elemental resistances, yes, but you get damage reduction, and you get +2 to all skills, which actually boosts Fade. So I get some res off of that I would otherwise be losing from Tal Plate. And then of course these charms should actually be resistance MF small charms themselves, so in theory I should be okay on res as long as I pop Fade. That's kind of the idea, but of course that's something I'm going to need to work out later on down the line when I make it to Enigma. Of course I'll need to switch over once I get it immediately, just because I can't. This isn't sustainable what I'm doing. Like if I were getting runes as quickly as I was losing them, because I'm losing runes because I'm paying people to get gold, right? But the reality is at this point I'm actually pretty low on the number of runes, like liquid wealth I have. So I need to figure out what I want to do going forward, because I still don't have an Enigma. So that's a bit of a problem. IS Breakpoint a must for Assassin, even Rolinson. Yeah, I agree with that. I would totally be in the same boat. I would even say especially so for this martial arts assassin, but I kind of can't. Just because... What the fuck? The hell? Okay, hold on, I gotta back out. That was fucked. That was so weird. I casted Dragonflight like 3 fucking times. Anyway. If I somehow get 2.5 million gold, will I take it? I'd try to pay for it. Let's see how much I have left in the bank. and see, like, you can't see this on screen right now, but I can hop over to the other window that I have open right now, look at, here we go, check out my trade mule, and then just see how many more items I have, or how many more runes I have. I have 1 mal left. I would probably pay you mal for 2.5 mil, or maybe like mal for almond 2.5 mil or something. I had to pay for it though. I still, actually no, I have 2 pulls. I could actually trade 2 pulls for 2.5. I wouldn't take it off your hands for free though. Anyway. It's also your interaction, your ability to play while maintaining this conversation. I don't have your people skills, bro. Nothing personal. It's, I mean, again, it comes with, you get used to it. It comes with a bit of practice. Like, it's not something you can do so easily. It's not like something that you just, you know, whisk your hands together and bam. Like no, it definitely takes some practice. And it's easier to do when I'm playing something like a Poison Necro, which is a lot more mindless than this, right? But this character is, I can't really maintain a good conversation. I can't always maintain a good conversation with you guys while I play this character, I admit. But today is one of those cases where I actually can. So that's pretty good. So the reason why you want to up some gear because it has lower strength requirement or lower dex requirements, that has higher defense, you can put that defense without shout or holy shield. Oh, okay. I feel like we're kind of going all over the place. You're talking about holy shield and shout, but I thought we were talking about gold. Well, you're talking about gold wrap, but again, like, I mean, yeah. Again, I don't really need to know the reason why you would up the gold wrap. You're telling me to up the gold wrap, and I'm telling you I don't need to up the gold wrap, so I'm so confused. Shoot, yeah. Look at the requirements for it, look at the damage you get. Okay. You can teleport yourself into a crowd and die. COH prevents this. Yeah, but I have map hacks, so I know if I'm teleporting myself into a crowd to begin with. Yes, that's true. Okay, but when was the last time I died? Okay, you know what? I'll tell you what. If I'm dying a shit ton with my Enigma when I get it, I'll consider getting it. But for the time being, the thing that's slowing me down right now isn't deaths. I don't think I've died in the last 100 runs, and if I did die in the last 100 runs, very likely it was just because I was cheaping out on rejuice. Like, my man, hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking, User Miss. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening? Anyway, but with regards to COH and Enigma, like, oh, here's the other thing too, Jim Bobs. If I have Enigma, I would also be trying to get myself a CTA. So this health pool that I have right here, I could, well, maybe not double it, but I'd be up closer to about 3,400. Which is in itself a pretty massive boost to survivability. I should point out. I should have mentioned that to start. Part of the reason I want Enigma is so that I can sub out this Nagistaff on Switch and replace it with CTA. Then this character would be able to do this, and I could probably AFK face roll or mash my forehead against the keyboard, and I'd still probably be able to survive without being at risk of dying. So. But even as it stands right now, without COH and without Enigma, I'm doing just fine, so I don't know. Dropped in someone's public MG like that. If I lose the equipment, I play more. Oh, okay, sure, that's awesome. I am well, that's good to hear. Okay, so the thing is, User Miss, this is this is a short stream. I wasn't planning to go much longer. This upcoming run is probably going to be my last. Yeah, it's definitely going to be my last. And then after that, I have to hop off. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm a sub, nice, good people skills. Yo, thanks, Jim Bobs. Although I thought that you've already been here in the past. I could have sworn I've seen your name before somewhere. Thought you were, yeah, I thought you've been here before. But anyway, I guess if not, then it's good to hear that I've won you over and that we've had some pretty cool conversations, I suppose, regarding different builds, although we were hopping all over the place, so it was really hard to keep track of all the things that you wanted to talk about with regards to builds and COH versus Enigma and, like... Ah, damn, that teleport was way off. Alright, well, anyway. Here comes Zod Rune. Last run equals Zod. Yeah, you know what? Why not last run equals Jaw, you know? Like, I'd be down for a Jaw right about now. Finally get my Enigma, call it a day. Man, these guys are really not making it easy for me. Alright, fine. I'll stop cheaping out on Juves this once and just fucking get my Merc to deal with it. Otherwise, this one's gonna take forever. Can you not trade a job? No. No, bro. No. No. No, you can't. No. Nah. You can't trade a Zod for a jaw, man. You wish you could trade a fucking Zod for a jaw. Like, I think a lot of other people do too. The thing is, it's true, Zod is rarer than jaw. But, you know, what do you really need a Zod for, and what do you really need a jaw for, right? You need a Zod for BOTD. You need a jaw rune for Enigma, and that's a pretty big discrepancy. You can't trade Zod for jaw, but you can trade Zod for my Enigma. Ah, this guy. Yeah, Seth's been offering me this hand-me-down for quite some time. Jaw is more useful and it's still super rare. It is super rare, but I think that even Zod rune is like 3 or 4 times the rarity of Jaw or whatever. However, of course, Jaw also happens to be 3 to 4 times more important because it opens up Enigma, which is obviously one of the most, probably the most important rune word for a lot of people in a lot of builds. Hey, toast. Crafty as usual. Don't you need 2 Jaw runes for something else as well? Ah, good question. Well, here's the thing. Jaw also is required in Faith, which, again, is a pretty niche rune word. I start off with Enigma because that alone is more than enough, but, like, to trump anything, any use that Zod would ever have. However, I mean, you could argue that yeah, Jaw also has uses in Faith. It has use in. I'm trying to think of some other uses. You said a rune word that requires 2 Jaws. I think Last Wish requires Jaw, Sir, Jaw, Burr, Jaw. No, Jaw. Like Last Wish actually requires 3 Jaw runes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Jaw Mal, Jaw Sir, Jaw Burr. So you need 3 Jaws, a Burr, and a Sir to make a Last Wish, okay? So yeah, you do actually need 2 Jaw runes for something else. Well, 3 Jaw runes, actually. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of my 230th run, though. I'm probably going to chill for a little bit. Maybe I'll show you guys, maybe I'll demo something for you guys quickly, just for funsies, if you guys want to see. And this will actually also show Han 3 Watcher, because I don't remember if you were here last time. I guess you weren't. You probably went to bed. I was talking about 4-boxing, and this was actually a really good chance to demonstrate how 4-boxing works. Zod is in BOTD. Yeah, exactly. Zod has 2 uses. You use it in BOTD, and you use it to make an ethereal item, well, indestructible. Right? And these are your 2 uses for it. Whereas, yeah, you need Jaw for all those things right there. I'd forgotten that, you know, Brand and Destruction exist, but I knew I was forgetting also about, well, I mean, I gave it a glance. I knew that it's used in Enigma, Faith, and Last Wish, of course. But yeah, for Fury, Ice, Destruction, Brand, Phoenix. Well, sorry, bar Phoenix for a second. Those 4, I don't really use them, so I wouldn't know them. But Dream and Phoenix, I've used those before, and well, yeah, of course, Jaw runes for those. And again, Phoenix. Well, I guess Phoenix isn't used that much, but a lot of people do make like. Well, some people who have excess wealth will make, like, Oridins, who, of course, use Dreams. Anyway. Still in the same boat, Silk. Have a Burr from early ladder, but no Jaw to combo it with. As Tomb Reaver feels left out. Like, again, well, like I said, you would use it for BOTD, and you would use it to perm, like, indestructible an ethereal item. So, yeah, if you want to talk Tomb Reaver with, like, 2 40-15s, sure, go for it. But yeah, like, yeah, Zod versus Jaw, there's no way. Like, you'd be out of your mind to trade Zod for Jaw, despite the fact that Zod is significantly rarer. In fact, I think there was one season where I had a Zod and I just kept it because for me it was a nice trophy. The first Zod I ever got. It was a beautiful trophy. I kept it. I don't think I ever traded it out, but yeah, obviously, yeah, it would have been nice if I could have traded it for a job, but I mean, it's just not going to happen. Anyway, that is going to be it for me for this evening, for running with the martial arts assassin. I want to show you guys, kind of want to show you guys something else. Oh, hold on. Womp womp. I was going to show you guys the 4-boxing. It's kind of a shame. I'm going to have to demonstrate this twice, I think. But, yeah, Washia, the person I originally wanted to show it to in earnest in the first place, isn't here. So I'm going to have to wait until, I guess, next time. But I can... Yeah, I know it was a bit of a short stream. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I did... Well, I mean, I have plans later this evening. I was busy earlier today. And, frankly... yeah, I just had to get this up and running. Well, I felt like I should at least do something. Just a nice short stream this week, so I could chat with you guys, catch up a little bit. Yeah. And also because I want to do this demo. So I'm going to demo this up for you. Do you remember how much life and mana a druid gets per level? No, I do not, actually. I think it's 2 and 1.5. That's usually roughly the amount that they get, or that most characters get. I'm pretty sure it's 2 and 1.5. You can always Google it. But just off the top of my head, I think it's 2 and 1.5. 2 health. 1.5 and 1.5 mana. Yeah. Plans for this evening? No. That's actually my plan for tomorrow. But given that given that I'm playing 2 games back to back, Saturday and Sunday, I don't quite know if I'm going to be releasing it on Sunday, so that's what I'm going to say. But the good news will at least be that hopefully it'll be done tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so that's enough of that. I'm going to show you guys a nice little demo. You play other games? Yeah, yes and no. I've played, well, I used to play a lot, well, I mean, I've already, you know this, Seth, like, I mentioned in the past, I used to play League, I used to play Dota. I play D2 from time to time, I play a bit of other games from time to time. Ones that you probably haven't heard of, like Heroes, which is what Home 3 Watcher and I are mostly talking about right now. But, yeah. Now, this demo. Let me go 4-box it. So, Home 3 Watcher, just something I'm going to share with you quickly. So, when I'm talking about multi-boxing and 4-boxing, you know that when I say multi-boxing, I'm talking about having multiple windows of the game open at once. But what I also forgot to mention is that on this server, you can only have a maximum of 4 windows open at a time for the server. Yeah, you can only have up to 4 windows, 4 connections active, sorry, I should say. So you can only have 4 connections active to the server. If you have a 5th one, then the server will boot you off on all of your windows. He says lives separate. Yes, I keep all my lives separate, essentially, but... Yeah, actually, I like how people just make this assumption. I kind of do mind, to be honest, but at the same time, I kind of don't. It's kind of like... I mind in the sense that once one person knows, it always spreads like wildfire. It always does. Like, he has your sword. Yes, it's true. But here's the thing, Home 3 Watcher, right? I don't personally mind other people knowing. I just more so mind that, you know, people will go out and be like, yeah, no, he obviously doesn't mind. I'm just gonna tell this one other person, and then it always. This is how secrets spread. Like, this is like high school days for me, you know. Like I offered you a dig, but I haven't told anyone. Not yet. You see. You know I don't talk to anyone. Anyway. Yeah. So you say that, but anyway, it's okay. I'm just saying. It's okay. I mean, if you want to go tell him, go right ahead. But like, again, I mean, the fact that, the thing is, when I saw PB Gold originally, I figured that sooner or later he would end up telling you, and that sooner or later you'd end up telling other people. So I'm just waiting for the day that that happens. At this point, to tell you the truth, I don't really like I mentioned. I'm I'm inherently distrustful of people, so I don't really expect this to be is the leaker. I would never. And here you are. You're just doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You're just about to tell Seth. Like, come on. Anyway. I had known for years that I haven't sold anyone. Yeah, okay, but catnip, come on, man. Look. The thing is, sooner or later, somebody's bound to spill beans. This is just how secrets work. Somebody's bound to spill beans. Hey, by the way, ZZZ. Funny timing. I'm about to head out, but it's nice of you to tune in just in time because this is my. I'm gonna sign off on a demo today. Yes, you're clearly D2D2 on an alt account. No, he's okay. No, he's okay. Like Seth is a great guy. 100%. I'm down for that. But shit, I'm just thinking, okay, here we go. It's all good. It's all good. You do you, man. You do you. You do you. Yeah. I mean, I'm already appreciative enough that you've been so considerate. Both, well, I mean, I guess not just, well, I mean, not just Han 3 Watcher, but also Catnip. But Han 3 Watchers particularly, you know what I mean. You've been very considerate in the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate that. But having said that, I'm just about, I mean, sooner or later, I think I'll probably be, sooner or later, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Too lazy, so it's cool. As to ask you if he wants to know. Well, again, now I feel bad. See, this is the thing. Now we just leave him hanging. So you open Pandora's box. It's the same thing as with PB Gold, right? Like when PB Gold said it, it's like okay, well now you had to commit. You can't just you can't just shit post on Reddit. Yes, that's me, man. I don't want people to know what crazy forums I browse. I'm part of the incel and furries subreddits, I guess. I don't know. And 4chan. Don't forget 4chan. It's my favorite. Anyway, guys, but that is all off topic. Let me actually finally show based. What is based? I don't know what you mean by that. Let me set up the 4-boxing, because ZZZ, I think you might be a little bit curious about this too. I was just explaining to people that normally I wouldn't show plans for future seasons, but I don't see myself doing this I don't see myself being able to actually put this into practice for a year. So I'm going to show you guys now, and I'll probably show this again next time. I'll probably be showing it to Washia if he shows up. But I wanted to show you guys now because I promised you guys, well, I kind of feel bad leaving it off on just some, 20 runs, which is kind of weak in an hour and a half. Normally I do 50 runs or whatever, but again, I don't have time for that today, and so I was settling for a short stream. Based, D2D2 exposed. Yes. You guys got me. You got my secrets, dude. I like to hang around on 4chan and freaking incel subreddits. That's me. You heard it. There's the confession. No IRL friends. That'll change one day. I would imagine that'll change one day, Seth. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how things turn out for you in the future. You're a very, very interesting one, that's for sure. But that will be its own thing. So let me show you guys quickly. I'm going to show you guys just from start to finish. Hopefully I don't fuck this up, because this is my first time demoing this in a while. Here we go. So, that's one. Alright. I'm going to make a game here, and I'm going to show you guys this. D1, D11, D11, and D11. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier to you, Home 3 Watcher, this is what we were originally talking about, we can have up to 4 characters active on the server at a time. So one of the things that I've always wanted to do is to play a ladder reset where I take advantage of the fact that you can have 4 characters active at any given time. Of course, what I could just do is I could just 4-box 4 characters and run one main character of those 4 as, you know, probably a Sork to get through the game, but like on players 4. However, another really fun way you could do things is you could try to level all the characters simultaneously, or you could level that one character up, get them all the way through hell, and then start leveling your other characters after. There's a lot of different ways you can play out the 4-boxing strategy on ladder reset. You can't really do this on BNet. On BNet, you only really have one character, which is for better or for worse. But here, there's actually some options that you can do to get yourself ahead, because you have access to 4 characters. Now, having said that, let me just see here. Yeah, okay, so... Yep, things are still looking pretty solid here. Okay. Back out with this character, back out with this character, back out with this character, and back out with this character. I'm going to show you guys from start to finish, hopefully a nice start to finish run. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in minute 15 right away on the first try. Maybe like 90 seconds I'm predicting, but I'll try my best, okay? So here we go. Pressing X to doubt. I don't know what you're doubting here, but okay. So here I use my barb for battle orders, so that's the starting point. I have 63 FCR on this character. That's oh no, actually I have 105 on this one, but I was doing this previously with less even. Oh, I don't know why I wasn't able to pop that seal. That was kind of weird. It usually doesn't happen. Okay, there you go. So Grand Vizier of Chaos is dead. That's the first one, right? And this is the second one, and this is probably the one of the tougher ones to deal with, Lord Desay. Now, the problem with Lord Desay, it's not, well, he's cold immune. That's the first issue. That's the very obvious one. But the other problem too is that he's surrounded by like a shit ton of monsters, and the Merc doesn't always do a great job of killing everything around him. So the method that I came up with, or that I thought up of while I was chatting with ZZZ a while ago to try and handle Lord Desay, is to actually bring this guy in. Now watch this, okay? Rather than let my Merc try to handle him, if you would just stand still, that'd be great. Okay, yeah, you see that? You see that? That's how you deal with Lord Desay, okay? He's just fucking dead. Like, my Paladin just went in and just like, fucking smorked him. That's how you deal with Lord Desay. Now, yeah, and that's that. That's done. Now I'm gonna be going to the start point, and then I will go to the end point, and of course pop the seal. And look at that, nice GC. Yeah, I predicted 90 seconds, but yeah, this was closer to a minute 45. Again, there's definitely room for improvement, but this is my first run in a while. And then, of course, I want to show you guys one other thing, something interesting. Again, if Infector of Souls had turned out to be cold immune, and I wouldn't have been able to deal with her using my second. There we go. Okay. Using my Sork, then I could have actually brought in my Lightning Trapper here, and then I could have actually just static fielded Infector of Souls down to like half, and then I could have finished her off, or finished him off with some good old traps. Now you'll also notice here, that I go back into the portal with my Sork. I come out, and then I actually go get the kill with my assassin, who is actually a quest bugged character. So again, some really cool things you can do with 4-boxing. You can take advantage of 4-boxing and just do things like quest bug Diablo in Chaos. And you can see there with that last run that he did indeed drop a gold wrap. So that's already probably half the finds that I got today. in essence, from one run of Chaos that only took about 90 seconds. Now, this is true efficiency right here. Martial arts sin? No, well, it was the martial arts sin, but I was just, I was actually just wrapping up my stream. I did like 30 runs of Worldstone Keep today, and now I was just showing off what you could do with 4-boxing on the server, and also my plans for a future ladder reset if I were to ever try to resort to doing something like Seal Glitch Chaos or Quest Bug Diablo or whatever. So that was kind of what I wanted to sign off on, because this has been such a short stream. Anyway, does Kingpin's item pack not have bad rune words like Lord Ancient Plus? No, they don't. So I had to, in my case, I had to make them myself, custom. Alright, so this is my queue. I will be hopping off in just a couple of minutes. Okay, there we go. So you just let Sork sit there while you control the Pally and then move her again? Can't she die during the break? Ah, good question. Yes, she very well can, which is why at the very beginning I had to clear everything around my Sork, because otherwise, yes, she's at a very high risk of getting killed. More than that, the Paladin, the skill that I was using, I'm sure you recognize it, is called Holy Bolt. And it can hit... It's only able to hit allies and also undead monsters. So if I try to like take out Lord Desay and he's surrounded by Oblivion Knights and Ghosts and my Merc's trying to attack him, there's no way I can hit him with Holy Bolt. Which is why I have to use the Sork to clear out Lord Desay. That bit takes the longest to do, and that's why early ladder I think the Sork takes like what 90 to 120 seconds to do a chaos run or like a seal glitch run. But once you get eliminate that element, that's when your runs will really start to go up in speed, which is something that comes with more gear and more damage. But this is a nice substitute for people who are trying to get started on Chaos Sanctuary on day 0, basically. Testing on Druid for next ladder, but I need the low rune words. It's not too hard to do. You can just add yourself an Ort and a Soul Rune, for example, and then go and get yourself like a scrap helmet from Act 1. That's what I usually used to do. Trying fresh after we kill Bale, what I will do. Okay, sure, that's... Yeah, so basically what I did, right? Like, a character completely with... Basically a naked character to start, like, level 60, whatever, yeah, fine, but no gear to start, right? Good night, man. I was doubting that guy was trying to troll you. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. That was interesting. Like, Again, I will assume I will assume no ill intention at all, of course, but I don't know what that was. It was a very interesting set of discussions or conversations that were very hard to follow, because it's like we were hopping all over the place. It was very, very bizarre. But anyway, yeah, Demi, martial arts in, I'll be back with the martial arts in again, hopefully next Wednesday, if all goes well, all goes smoothly. But yeah, just today I opted not to use the martial arts. Well, no, sorry, I used the martial arts in today. It's just that you missed me using the martial arts in, because I was just about to hop off. So, yep. Anyway. So, good question. So, how do you quest bug Diablo? I thought it was Andy. So, it turns out, Hom3 Watcher, you're right. You can quest bug Andy the most easily out of any character. But you can also quest bug Duriel. Well, yeah, Duriel, Mephisto, Diablo, and Bale. But unfortunately, with Mephisto, Diablo, and Bale, you need 2 characters. Yeah, maybe there's like some super secret way you can quest bug them with only 1 character, but if those exist, I wouldn't know. Right now, what I did was I made the game with this character. This is how you quest bug it, right? You'll notice that when I make the game with this character or with the Barb, I'm already in Act 5, so that means I've done all of the quests in Act 4. And this assassin, which I'm going to get into this game right here so you can see, this assassin hasn't cleared Act 4, the final quest, so she's not in Act 5. And what this means is that if I go to kill Diablo, the game will give me quest drops if I get the killing blow with the assassin, but I don't get the quest. So I can actually reuse, or I can recycle this quest over and over again for the drops. So again, this is something you can do quite easily if you have multi-boxing available to you, because yeah, all you need to do is just have multiple characters and multiple windows open, and yeah, you can work that out quite nicely. And this character isn't even all that decked out. I just threw together a bunch of scraps, MF equipment, to try and boost the MF, because again, like, the whole idea behind this character, or well, the Sork, is to just whittle away Diablo to like 10% HP, get the killing blow with a quest bug D character. So that's again one option I can do for early ladder if I want to self gear myself with a bare, like, the complete basics. But if I want to max or min max for just going for runes, then I can just skip Diablo altogether, and that shaves off about 20 to 30 seconds on each run, which is actually pretty huge. Early ladder. But of course, again, then I lose out on a lot of potential uniques and things like Arachnid Sash, and yeah, anyway, that's all lovely. Anyway, yeah, you're welcome, Home 3 Watcher. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for me for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this short demo. If you guys have more questions, especially, I think, later on, looking for Washia. Okay, well, he's still offline, but yeah, like next week, hopefully, I'll be back with more martial arts gameplay, maybe, and if not, then yeah, have a good one. Thanks for stream. Had fun. That's good to hear. Yeah, sorry it was so short again, guys, but I mean, this was really all I could manage for today, and I figured you guys would still appreciate a stream rather than no stream at all this week. So anyway, that's what I sold for. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the WSK runs and the demo, and I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. See you guys next Wednesday. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and yeah, that's basically it for me. So this is D2D2, signing out.